been so many gunshots for so many years that some people in Shreveport are becoming numb to the violence.
But the violence bears a burden we all are paying. We examine
from paganism. The brothers that stay out in that, that's all we talk about.
You see the prophets out here with the gospel, you think that we playing the song, we playing the song. You see the army and yeah, we the sons of God and we stand for something. Israel, first to have power with God and man prevail. You know the Israel, the flex on them. Jesus ain't mad cause I know why they raging. Yeah, know the most high God. So step on them, 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 yeah, step on them, yeah, step on them, step on them, step on them, step on them, step on them.
Native Americans, who you all calling to the Bible and bring solutions to our community. Because that's what our community needs. Our people need community. My brother right here with the cigarette. Our people, we need we need God's commandments in our community. That's why we are downtrodden here in our neighborhood. Give me, let's start with Deuteronomy chapter 28. Yes, sir. 28 verse 15. Hey, my sister, you believe in the Bible? My sister right here. What's your name? Brianna? Hey, I'm Jahazaiah. You can call me Jazz. You can come up. We ain't gonna hurt you, sis. We ain't gonna hurt you, man. Give me, let's start with color. Give me the color of Christ. Yes, sir. If I ask you, what does Christ look like, what would you say? What do they teach us in the black community? I see you looking at this one. They teach us this right here, right? Yeah. Right? But what does the Bible say, my sister? All right, check this out. We're gonna read it for you.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So sis, first thing he said, his head and his hairs was white like wool. My bad, excuse me.
Go ahead.
You look on this sign right here, what did you see? Do you see white woolly hair? You see what? You know what wool look like? What does wool look like, my sister? You see that? You see the top of that brother head right there? That's wool hair. Black people have woolly hair. Kinky hair like a sheep, right? He said his head and his hair were white like wool. You see that? That's woolly hair, right? Read.
As white as snow.
He said it's white as snow, right? Read.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
He said his eyes were as a flame of fire, right? Why was his eyes red? My sister, pay attention now, stay with me. Why is his eyes red? Not red because he was high. It's not red because he was shooting beams out of his eyes. His eye was red because he drank wine in moderation. You got that for me?
Yes, sir.
In Genesis.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 12. His eyes shall be red with wine.
He said his eyes shall be red in wine. Why? Because Christ drank wine in moderation. You know, when you read the New Testament, they call him a wine bibber, right? Christ, he drank wine in moderation. That would make the white of his eyes red. Keep reading.
Revelation chapter 1, verse 15. And his feet like unto fine brass.
So if I look at your feet, would your feet be the same color the rest of your body? Your feet would. So you'll have white feet with brown skin? I'm saying, if you would you have white, pink feet with a brown body, right? So your feet would be the same color the rest of your body. So he says his feet was as a fine brass, read.
As if they burned in a furnace.
He said as if it was burned up in a furnace. So what color would it be? His feet would be black, right? So what color is Christ? Christ is a black man.
That's right.
But guess what? Why do they not teach that in the black community? Why would you go to the black church, which is probably 2,000 churches out here in Louisiana? But why do they teach this white man? You know, First Maccabees, 3 and verse, 348. Why would they teach that to us? They teach that to us to destroy us in this black community. If they showed you that the white man is your savior, what you gonna look? Every time you look at a white man, you are gonna see greatness. Then when you see your own people, you are gonna see nothing. You gonna see nothing make you want to treat them bad. You told evil towards your black man. You don't see righteousness in your black man. Yes, our people are downtrodden. I ain't gonna turn a blind eye at that, because that's why we out here to correct that, to rebuild the black man, to rebuild our black women, right? But why would they give us this, knowing dang well he looked like that? He looked just like you. Read that.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 48. And laid open the book of the law.
He laid open the book of the law. This is this Bible, right? Read.
Wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their
The
images.
heathen, which is the other nation, which is the white man, painted the likeness of their image in our Bible. This is our Bible. We're going to continue to further prove that. Give me Job,
sir.
chapter 30 and verse 30. We're going to show you that there is more black in this Bible, because when we get taught this Bible, we see whiteness in it. Why? Because these other nations paint their likeness in it. They give you Passion of Christ you see on TV. Or every time you see the image of Christ, it's always a white man. You see him on TV, it's a white man, right? But no, it's a black man. When you watch the, what it is? The movie they made of Paul, they say he was white, but they confused Paul with an Egyptian. What's called the Egyptians? Black people, right? Now the Egyptians in the land today, they are
it'll keep recording.
They don't look. They are not black today, right? Because the Egyptians they've been overtaken by the so-called white man as well. But read that for me.
The book of Job, chapter 30 and verse 30.
Bring it out.
My skin is black upon me.
What Job says, sister? His skin is what? He said his skin is black upon him. Job is a black man. Give me King Solomon. Song of Solomon 1 and verse 5.
Bring it out.
King Solomon was a king of our people. What color is him? He's a black man. And we're going to show you that according to the Bible. Our women, they're black in this Bible too. Understand that. When you read this Bible, you got to learn to see yourself in her. That's why people don't read it. Because they don't see ourselves in it. We see white people. But God said, you the greatest people that ever walked the face of the earth, and we're going to get that too.
Right.
Give me that, brother.
Yes, sir. Gotcha. The book of Songs of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 5. I am black, but comely.
Solomon said what?
I am black, but comely.
You know what that sound like? Our sister said it to this day. Dark and lovely, right? Our sister always called themselves dark and lovely. King Solomon said the same thing. He is black, but comely. That comely means beautiful. Black and beautiful. That's right. That's our people. I'm gonna prove what I just said to you earlier, that we are the greatest people to walk the face of the earth. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6.
Yes, sir.
And after that, I'm gonna show you who you are according to the Bible, because that's something our people don't know. And that's the first step of getting our people together, right? Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
God said what, my sister? He said you are a holy people unto the Lord thy God. That's possessive. Thy God, right? Read.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee.
God has chosen the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, read,
to be a special people unto himself.
He said to be a special people unto himself, read.
Above all people.
Nah, equal.
Above.
Beneath.
Above.
He said above all people, read.
That are upon the face of the earth.
My sister. He said you are, read, what did he just say, my sister? He said you should be above all people that walk the face of this earth, right? But that make you want to ask yourself, if we're above all people, why are we the most impoverished people on the face of this earth? Why is that? Why is our community filled with single parent households? Right? Why do we fight each other? Why do we kill each other?
Teach, huh?
You hear me? Why do these things happen to us if we're above all people? We departed from God's law, statutes, commandments. And this is the punishment of it. Let me Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
This is a proof of future prophecy Moses was talking to the children of Israel. He said, it shall come to pass, read.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
The voice of the Lord thy God is in this Bible, my sister. He said, if you do not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, pay attention, read.
To observe, to do all his commandments, and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
He said, pay attention, my sister. This is important now. He said, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, that all these curses is going to come upon us and overtake us. What that curse mean? Now, check this out. Check this out. Let your mama listen too. Let's stay on the phone. He said, what is a curse, my sister? Is it a good thing or a bad thing? It's a bad thing, right? Give me verse 16.
Verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city.
Did I just show you? We are the most impoverished people on the face of this earth, right? He said, cursed shall thou be in the city, read.
And cursed shall thou be in the field.
He said, and cursed shall thou be in the field. Throughout the earth, no matter where you going, my sister. He said, you're going to be a curse in your cities. What's going on in our cities? Shoot, everything. Black on black crime. I'm pretty sure you see people walking up and down, going to the gas station, drunk, high, fighting each other, killing each other. These things going on in our community. We living in such an impoverished state. Houses right on top of each other, living on top of each other. You can't even live comfortably in your own house without worrying about stepping outside and getting shot down by our own people and the police, right? The next verse.
Just to protect you.
Okay, listen to that as you walk off.
Verse 17.
16. Yeah, 17.
Verse 17.
He said, "Cursed shall be thy basket and thy stores." Our people have been cursed. We can't even hang on to our own money. We work a 9 to 5 every single day, but we have nothing to show for it. We have no money saved up for our kids to go to college. We have no money saved up to fix things if they're break in our own houses, in our own cars. Keep reading.
Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body.
He said, "Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body." The fruit of thy body is going to your own children. Give me Isaiah 3 and 12. The fruit of thy body is talking to our own kids. God said, "Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body." Right? You read that?
Isaiah chapter 3 verse 12.
These are our children we're talking about. Read.
As for my people.
He said, "As for my people," which is so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Read.
"Children are their oppressors."
How is children are our oppressors? We buy guns to protect ourselves from our own children. For gang members that flood our community. That's what we buy guns for. We don't buy guns for these other nations. We buy guns to protect ourselves from our own people.
Right.
Our own children are robbing us. We're afraid to go to the store in the middle of the night. We're afraid to go to the ATM in the middle of the night. Why? Because we're afraid we're going to be harmed by our own people. Read.
"And women rule over them."
And guess what? These same boys, these same emotional, effeminate men are raised by single mothers. Men being raised by single mothers, my brother, the reason why these young boys out here killing each other, right? Our young men need father figures. Our young men need that father in the household, right? That's when we got to teach our men how to be more, how not to be in their emotions. We got to teach our men how to get a good job, how to work as men, how to control it, how to have self-control and discipline. Right? You believe me, sir? We got to raise these young men to be better. These young men, we got to teach these young men to get off the streets. But first, we have to be the example.
That's it.
Read that again.
Isaiah 3 and verse 12. "As for my people."
As for my people, which the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that God is talking about, read.
"Children are their oppressors."
Children are the ones that's oppressing us out here. You can do all you can for your kids. They'll still show you that they're ungrateful. They'll still talk back to you. You can do no matter how hard you work, how much money you bring back to them, how much you keep a house over their head, food in their stomach, clothes on their back. If they don't know God's law, statutes, commandments, they're gonna be oppressing you in your own house.
That's right.
They're going to. Read.
"And women rule over them."
And this talking about the single parent households today. The single parent household, our women being left with kids, start raising emotional boys. Now we got Nas X walking around. We got the Cardi B's, the Nicki Minaj. We got all these different types of girls walking around, the Glorilla. All these different type of girls and boys walking around, not knowing how to behave as actual men and women to actually uplift our community. That's it on that.
"O my people, they which lead thee."
I say they which lead.
Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support